That's so.
It's for your voice, so what it does is it can isolate everything else and just focus on your voice.
Okay, so raise that all the way. How we doing?
Interesting. Ooh.
All right.
Ooh, okay.
All right.
Wait, this looks good.
Where's the volume button? Sure.
Now we're at a good volume.
Okay.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy, Peach Smoothie.
It's your boy Mango Smoothie.
Alright, we're coming in, I guess, smooth and cold with this one.
I don't like that sentence. Sure. Today's topic, I want to talk about a little bit of something. I've been watching the videos over this.
Okay.
Some more psychology. I know you guys are getting tired of it, but I love psychology. This is going to be over the psychology of astrology, not that kind of astrology.
Well, there's a different kind?
The psychology over astrology and personality traits. But not like, we talked about like, I feel like we briefly discussed like personality, but I want to go like in depth about like personality traits exactly.
You want to get that enchilada in.
Yeah, I love me some enchiladas.
Yeah.
Enchiladas are so good.
You're tired of that Happy Meal. You want to get into that like real like.
This has got to be the worst analogy I've ever heard. I'm tired of the Happy Meal. Tired of the Happy Meal.
I need a 4.
I need a quarter pounder with cheese.
I need to get off this kids menu.
Yeah. So something of that nature, kind of trying to dive deeper into. I'm all about like why people act the way they do, and that kind of thing. So we're gonna dive deeper into those kind of things and see what we come up with. I'm gonna start off. Just get a basis out. In the 2020s, being angry is now a personality. Not angry, but being rude and that kind of stuff is now a personality. Mm-hmm. And it's not. And I think there's this quote, I don't remember the quote, but it basically goes on to say it's like your anger is just a reflection of what you're angry about yourself with. If you're ever angry about something, remember that's anger in you, and it shouldn't be directed at anyone else other than yourself, So it's just kind of, if you're unhappy about something or, and if it's out of your control, then it's out of your control. But if you're unhappy about something, about what someone else is doing, I guess at the end of the day, just leave it alone. But like I said, main point is being angry or being rude is not a personality trait. Being a nice person is a personality trait for sure.
The Bible actually tells us to avoid this. Let me pull up a verse while he goes more in depth on this, because this might take a while. I'm using the Interlinear Bible, which is like modern King James, but it's not written by the same people who made the King James book. So
yeah, he's got all the languages in there. I'm looking at it right now.
The English is small text, so bear with me.
Yeah.
This
is interesting stuff here.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, there's like they have tests. I'm sure you guys might take one of these in school. But personality test, right? The free personality test is 16 personalities, and this is complete trash. Because one, they generalize too much. Because you have your introverted censor, thinker, judger.
And
right.
You already covered that.
Right? Because it's just kind of like judging is not a personality trait.
Yeah,
You're just being rude.
What do you think the purpose of the free personality test, as its title, is trying to accomplish?
I think it's trying to accomplish just putting a tag on stuff. I don't really think there's like actual like science to back much of this up. I'm sure like, being an extrovert, introvert, I don't even know if that's I think we discussed this last time where I was like, being extrovert, introvert isn't even a thing. I think it's more of the fact that you need to surround yourself with the people, because you can be extrovert
I agree with
the right people. You can be extrovert with the right people, but with the wrong people, you'll be an introvert.
I feel like in a different culture, I'd be around a much different group of people than in this culture that we're in.
Right.
It really comes with the environment. You're an introvert in this environment because the normal is not what you really consider favorable for whatever reason, which is a very loose definition,
right.
Using the word favorable. But if you were in a different society that favors other stuff, then you'd be considered more normal, by their sense.
Right. And that's just the thing of like where you're at really does affect your personality. I don't think you're born with a certain. People always say that, I've always been angry, I've always been rude. It's just
always
like
born gay.
It's like, you're not. It's just not how it works.
Now, you could be raised in an environment that makes you angry.
Exactly. You can be raised in an environment that makes you... And people who are angry just feel like they're not enough, or they're not doing enough in their life, so they're angry at everyone else.
I just feel like you acknowledging that you're angry is step one. But it depends on how you take it, because everyone changes differently. If you're trying to stop being angry, then that's one thing. But if you just want to be angry, then I can't really help you there.
Right. And like I said, there's different things to when you're... to reasons like why you're angry or why you're extrovert, why you feel deeply more than others, why you feel deeply about some things than you do other things. Like I feel deeply about music while he feels deeply about give me something.
My book.
His book, completely different things, but it's just like
that thing better come out soon. Sorry to interrupt.
That thing better come out soon, Bradley. Set,
No, I'm setting an alarm.
Set that deadline, my guy. That's why we do things a lot differently, but we generally share the same kind of morals and qualities, regardless of.
I feel like friendships, once you get to the luxuries, that's when you start getting into the more nitpicky area. If me and you were in the woods, I feel like we do really well, and we wouldn't care about any of these little things that we nitpick on each other on, or
right.
we would. I try to ignore everything. Not like in everything literally, but just... all
the stuff that I do wrong on a constant basis, I just walk around throwing my trash around it.
That's not love. That's not love. But I'm saying, with these people, you're cool with when you have, when you're good in life.
Right.
I feel like you have to understand that even though you would get in fights with them because of how prosperous you are, and I say because that's really what I've noticed. It comes down to if you were in poverty or something together and you had to strive to make it out. I feel like because of how well we align with each other on just the fundamentals, that's more than enough to get us out of there. But we're having our own certain struggles. I know this is so off topic, dang, but you just put me on something. Because you see all these rich people, right?
Mm-hmm.
I like to focus on the musicians because they're more open about this. You can make arguments or whatever, but there's you see Drake and he's no friends in the industry, and then he goes on to be my life is so sad because he's dealing with his own problems. Just because he's good on the money side doesn't mean he's good on other aspects. I don't know how else to say that, but it's just different battles wherever you are on the hierarchy. You know what I'm saying? And your culture.
So, what I want to do with you today, Brad, is let's take a test.
Oh, okay.
And let's just do this real quick. You regularly make new friends. We're going to do questions. This is on 16personalities.com.
Alright.
So.
Well, first you have to define friends.
Just people you would consider friends.
Highly disagree.
Highly disagree?
Nah.
You spend a lot of your free time exploring various random topics that pique your interest.
Highly agree.
Yeah. Seeing other people cry can make you easily feel like you want to cry too.
Put down the little, that one. Yeah, the little green circle.
You often make a backup plan for a backup plan. Yeah, wait. You make like a backup plan, but you'll be like, dang, that one didn't work. Well, I'll get back around to it at some point.
I don't know. I put neutral.
Neutral? You usually stay calm even under a lot of pressure. I think you're pretty calm under pressure.
Yeah, on the inside, I'm like, if I'm getting yelled at, I'd probably like cry on the inside and think about it later. Put on the small green dot.
Small green dot, you sure? Like, neutral or small, or what you want?
Nah, I'm a man. Do it on the second green one.
Okay, we're going with the first one. At social events, you really try to introduce yourself to new people. Yeah, I don't really.
Absolutely.
Nah. Yeah. Not doing that.
I'm not trying to make friends.
You prefer to completely fit. Yes, that's you. You are very sentimental. Are you sentimental? You're pretty sentimental with your games and stuff.
Okay, well, what does sentimental mean?
It's like you really care about like the things that you have in your possession, like your video games.
I feel like sentimental is about something else.
Nostalgia. Like stuff that you have.
Okay, then yeah, I agree with that. I was like,
Like second circle?
Yeah. The second highest agreed one.
You like to use organizing tools like... Not you!
Wait, that's wrong. That's wrong. I'm trying... put me on the little green circle.
This one's like a second green circle, huh?
Even a small mistake can cause you to doubt your overall ability. I'll put that on highly agree.
You feel comfortable just walking up to someone? Yeah, I feel like neutral, like you can do that.
Walking up to someone, like if it's someone I know, yeah. You saw me at that one mall. Like I saw this dude who I knew at school. It didn't really talk to. He had a kid that was not his. There was no way that was his kid.
No way you were just blasting him on air and the mall was like, dude, that's not your kid.
That's exactly what I was doing. I was like, that is not your kid, dude. Get out of here with that. He's like, oh no, that's my girlfriend's sister's niece.
My girlfriend's sister's niece? That's gotta be either the craziest lie I've ever heard. Yeah, that's my girlfriend's sister's niece.
She didn't seem like she wanted help or anything. Like, she just looked like whatever, Mm-hmm. Usually, if you were being kidnapped, you'd probably be a little scared.
Yeah. What about this?
Okay, well, someone as a random. Oh, absolutely disagree. No random people.
You can't strike up a conversation.
The thing is, I feel like when you're out in public, that should be, you should only come up to people you already know. Like, I just find it a really strange place to, like, just randomly talk to someone. Yes. Unless I have an objective with you. Like, if you're selling something, I'm going to obviously, and I want to buy it, I'm obviously going to talk to you about that, but...
Other than that, no really other reason.
Yeah.
You're not too interested in discussing various interpretations and analysis of creative works.
Okay, what kind of creative works?
General creative works. Art, music, writing.
Disagree, big disagree, the biggest one.
You are more inclined to follow your head than your heart.
Head. Wait. Head as in mind. I put it on the second. Inclined as in I want to. Absolutely big agree. My feelings, facts over feelings.
You usually prefer just doing what you feel like at any given moment instead of planning a particular daily routine. Take your time.
Small disagree.
You rarely worry about whether you make a good impression on people you meet.
Oh, big agree. I do not care what anyone thinks about me.
You enjoy participating in group activities. The way your face had to reset, you went like you didn't even know what a group activity was. You're like,
medium agree.
So that one or that one?
Nah, medium. The medium circle.
You like books and movies that you come up. Yes.
No. Interpretation of the ending.
So choose your own adventure.
That's not choose your own adventure. There's this Mexican movie I saw that was about this, like, elevator that went down this, like, block. And it was actually a bunch of blocks. And within these blocks is 2 people. And what would happen is, they would have, like, food for a month. Or I think it was, like, a big cuisine that would only come down every month. And they had to eat it. And then some people would get mad and they'd either, like, kill each other, kill themselves, or stomp on the food so the other people don't eat it. And so they could, like, I don't know what the...
What does this have to do with the question?
That movie or whatever, I think it was a show, that had its own ending with its own interpretation.
You make the own ending, not them. You do.
Yeah, they made me come up with my own ending, and I was like, I put it on the little agree.
Oh my gosh! I was that just to say your happiness comes more from helping others accomplish things than your own accomplishments.
Circle, medium agree.
You are interested in so many things. Yeah.
Wait. You are interested in so many things that you find it difficult to choose. No, I have a plan. I have a roadmap. Put that on big disagree. Come on, you know what's up.
Yeah, we'll see about that one. Every time I call you, you're like, oh, but I just saw this little thing. And it's like, dude.
That's different. This is a small project.
You are prone to worrying that things will take a turn for worse.
Big disagree. Big don't care.
You avoid leadership roles in group setting.
Oh, yeah. Medium disagree.
You are definitely not an artistic type of disagree.
You are definitely... Yeah, disagree.
You think the world is a better place if people relied on more rational. Yeah.
Yeah.
You prefer to do your chores before allowing yourself to relax. Disagree.
Okay, what are chores?
Cleaning your room, getting yourself some breakfast, those kind of things that need to be done.
No, I do that simultaneously. Put that in disagree, but like small circle. Guys, what are we doing?
We're doing a personality test. We're trying to prove how unreliable personality actually is.
Thanks for reminding.
You enjoy watching people argue.
You know what?
Low key.
It's pretty fun, but I don't know. I've been looking into it. I don't know if it's a sin to do that. Strife is bad. Strife is a sin.
What is strife?
Strife is wanting to argue, wanting to cause division.
Oh, yeah, that's bad.
But I feel like if I'm not participating in it, I'm not causing strife. I'm just watching. Like, there's people on Discord who just want to debate 24/7.
What's wrong with it? I'm saying debating is not a problem. I think arguing is a problem. Debating and arguing are 2 different things. Debating is just listening to each other's ideas. Arguing is trying to prove a point to one another.
So you're saying arguing is a friendly debate?
Yeah.
Okay.
A debate, I feel like people think debating...
I can get edified from a debate, but if it just turns into like
a screaming, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, if arguing is when it turns from a debate to a shouting match.
Yeah, you know? I just find it a waste of time. I put that on neutral. I gotta be honest. I put that on neutral.
Don't get it confused, people. Debating and arguing are not the same thing. Word of advice.
Well,
in relationships, it's okay to debate. It's not okay to argue. It's okay to try to solve a problem together. Not argue about a problem, attempting to solve it. It's not going to get solved.
You should only debate to edify, if they want to learn. You know, that is a key thing to understand. You have to know their personality. How humble are they? You can't debate with someone who's prideful. Well, that goes nowhere because that's just a hard-headed conversation.
You tend to avoid drawing attention to yourself.
Depending on the situation. I mean, I have to go neutral because sometimes it just happens.
Your mood can change very quickly. Like a small circle.
Yeah, I do the small disagree.
You lose patience with people who are not as efficient as you. I don't think you do that.
You lose patience with people?
Yeah, so if you're not moving as...
No, you gotta be patient. I put that on big disagree.
You often end up doing things at the last possible...
Things? like, when it comes to studying for a test I don't care about, that's when I would cram. But everything else, I, like, try to get done quickly.
So, like, medium disagree?
Nah, small disagree.
You have always been fascinated by the question of what if anything happens after that.
Yeah, big agree, because, like, that's, like, the number 3 thing on my mind at all times.
You usually prefer to be around others rather than on your own.
Nah, medium disagree.
You become bored or lose interest when the discussion gets highly theoretical.
Theoretical. I get confused when it becomes theoretical. I'm like, what are we talking about? I do that on neutral.
Gotta be able to keep up, man. You know me. You find it easy to empathize with a person whose experiences are very different from yours.
Yeah, big agree.
You usually postpone finalizing decisions for as long as possible.
Finalizing decisions. I want to do that. Put that on small agree. I'm trying to train myself to do that.
You rarely that's a big disagree. You rarely second guess the choices that you've made. You second guess a lot.
Rarely. Yeah, put that on big disagree.
After a long, exhausting week, alive is that is not what you want. That is the last thing that you want. After you get home from work, like, I'll be like, oh boy, I wonder what Bradley's doing today, dead asleep. You enjoy going to art museums?
Yes, medium agree. I'll do that.
You often have a hard time understanding other people's feelings.
Depends on the person. Put that on neutral. Again, that's another thing I'm trying to train on.
You like to have a to-do list for each day. No, you do not.
No, put that on small agree. I do.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. I have a plan every day.
You rarely feel insecure.
What does insecure mean? It's been a while. All these Gen Z terms. You know what I'm saying?
So, uncomfortable in your own skin.
I don't care about my own skin. Put that on agree. Big agree.
You avoid making phone calls?
No, I disagree. Big disagree.
You have to spend a lot of time trying to understand views that are very different from your own.
Medium agree.
For me, that would be a big agree. In your social circle, you're often the one who contacts your friends and initiates activities. I think it's just medium for both of us, right? Medium agree.
You often the one who contacts your friends.
I guess it's neutral for me.
I think it's neutral.
For me and you, it's just neutral.
I don't know. It just happens. If your plans are interrupted, your top priority is to get back on track. Yes.
Yes, please. Can we just get...
I wish I didn't sleep. Like, I just wish I was an insomniac. Like, I'm gonna be honest. That's a superpower, dude. Because I'd rather get so much... You know what I could do with 8 hours? And then more?
You die.
I don't care. At least I die with a finished project.
You are still bothered by mistakes that you made a long time ago. This is a huge agree for me.
You are bothered? Yeah, big agree.
You rarely contemplate the reasons for human existence or the meaning of life.
Nah, the Bible tells us the meaning of life. Put down big disagree. Or what was it? Wait, you rarely contemplate? Yeah, agree, never mind.
Your emotions control you more than...
Disagree.
Big disagree?
Big disagree, yeah.
You take great care not to make people look bad even when it's completely their fault. I do that. I think I do that.
Big agree. I had to calm some people down. I didn't know, I didn't want to get in the middle of it, but I was like, y'all, chill.
Hold on, brother. Hold on now. Your personal... Okay. Be honest here.
I'm being honest.
Okay.
I'm being honest on all these.
Your personal work style is closer to spontaneous bursts of energy rather than organized and consistent efforts. Be completely honest. You
don't have to press that into me. I'm gonna put big agree on that because that's how I work. Let's see. There's 2 types of muscles. There's muscles that are like for endurance and muscles that are like burst. And my brain works like in the burst form where I have to do something, take a 5-minute break, go back to it, boom, another break.
When someone thinks highly of you, you wonder how long it will take them to feel disappointed. This is the most depressing question ever.
Wait a second. How long? That's basically just saying, like, man, I'm gonna screw up and then they're just gonna hate me for the rest of my life. Like, imagine if I looked at you like that. I said one thing on here and then that's it.
Never coming back again. Cut the show.
Yeah, put neutral.
Yeah. You would love a job that requires you to work alone most of the time.
Yes, agree.
You believe that pondering abstract philosophical questions is a waste of time. Choose your answer very carefully.
What's philosophical?
Any philosophy questions. Like, is God real? Those kind of questions.
Nah, big disagree. That's a good question.
You feel more drawn to places with busy, bustling atmospheres rather than disagree for you, right?
Okay, intimate places.
Intimate places don't matter. Just like small places where you can be yourself.
Small places.
Just where things like this room. Where do you rather be in your room or do you rather be in
my room?
Okay. You know at a first glance how someone is feeling. This is not you.
Yeah, neutral.
Not neutral. This is not you. This is not you. You're working on it. You're working on it. We're working on it with you. But
I mean, if you talk to me and you're like, "Oh man, I'm just not doing good," I'm gonna be like, "Oh, you're not doing good."
No, but like you know, at first glance, not like they tell you. You're just like
I put small agree then. Like if it's just on site like that.
But it doesn't tell. I'm not saying they give you a vivid facial recognition. Like imagine their face was just blank, and you looked at me. Imagine I'm just real depressed in my head, but I'm just like blank slated face.
Oh, I'm really bad at that. Put that on big disagree.
See, I was trying to tell you, like, you're working on it though. Like I've been trying to work with it. You often feel overwhelmed. No, I don't think you do. Me personally, I don't think you do.
Sometimes I get stressed. Put small agree.
You complete things yes.
Methodically.
Yeah, this is you. You don't skip over no steps. The only skipping you do is in video games.
Okay, big agree. You got me.
You are very intrigued by things labeled as controversial.
Big agree.
You would pass along a good opportunity if you thought someone else needed more. Big agree on that, right?
You would pass along a good opportunity if you thought someone else needed it more. Yeah. Big agree.
You struggle with... Go ahead, put that...
buddy.
You struggle with that line? Go ahead and put that right there.
Okay.
Go ahead and put that there. You feel confident that you said you feel confident about that, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
We're gonna go now.
Nah, do other. I want to write something for this one.
Okay, we're gonna go ahead.
Nah, do other.
No.
I want to write something for this one.
No, they're not gonna let you.
Oh, that's so lame. If you're gonna put other, at least let me write.
Advocate. You're visionary, often serving as inspiring and tireless idealist. You're introverted. Introverted individuals tend to prefer fewer yet deep and meaningful social interactions and often feel drawn to calmer environments. You're 66% intuitive. Intuitive individuals are very imaginative, open-minded, and curious. They value originality and focus on hidden meanings and distant possibilities. 59% feeling. Feeling individuals value emotional expression and sensitivity. They place a lot of importance on empathy, social harmony, and cooperation. 59% feeling. 57% judging. Judging individuals are decisive, through, and highly organized. They value clarity, predictability, and closure, preferring structure and planning to spontaneity. Oh, whatever that is. 60% assertive. Assertive individuals are self-assured, even-tempered, and resistant to stress. They refuse to worry too much and tend to be self-confident when striving to achieve goals.
That's just wrong.
Yeah, I feel like introverted is correct. Intuitive is correct. I'm not too sure about feeling. Don't think that's correct. Judging. I see what they mean, but I don't think that's very correct for you. And 60% assertive. You're not. I want to say you're the assertive type. But actually, when you see, like, you barely knew Cess, but, like, you very assertive in talking to her.
That was just the Holy Spirit. I wasn't talking to her.
But no, I'm just saying, like, you're very assertive in, like, trying to, you know.
That came up naturally, but
that's what I'm saying. Like,
that's an exception.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, I think usually in, like, public spaces, you're not very assertive, but, like, I think you can be assertive. So I'm not saying this is right, but I'm not saying it's, like, completely wrong. I think you can be assertive for sure.
Well, the feelings thing is definitely wrong.
Yeah, feelings definitely wrong.
I don't know what it said. Something about me caring about other people's feelings. That's different. But then it says thinking right next to it. Like, what are you talking about? And then it puts judging there. Now, if I'm judging something, that means I'll have to judge it off of something else, right?
Right.
I don't really like doing that. I try to be neutral, like a neutral person, just listening to the logic and then responding to it. You know, I'm just not really. If you tell me something, I'm gonna base it off the Bible. That is judging. But if you tell me a new idea that is in the Bible or even outside of the Bible that I don't know about, I'm not gonna judge. I'm gonna think about what you're saying. I'm more of a what's it called? Like a deconstructive. I'm trying to deconstruct my mindset because, you know, I've been raised with a lot of lies. So what I'm doing now is breaking down everything I've learned and just getting to the facts.
Right.
Oh, is this your turn?
I'm gonna do mine.
Okay.
You feeling to chirp in on any of my questions, and
you spend a lot of okay. I think you're the crying type. I think you'd like ball up.
I can ball up. I can definitely ball up. You have to make a backup plan. I don't do that at all. I don't do
this. Feels like, I guess while you do this, I could add more to this. Mm-hmm. This I can see what you're talking about with part 2 astrology. Because this is definitely like gathering your sort of personality type from something outside of, you know, God. Like, if the thing is that doing astrology is a sin, and you as a person, I could prove this with scripture, are an abomination to God. Let's go to Deuteronomy 18 in this. Let's see what God says about people who seek these sort of answers from outside sources. Let's see what this says. Deuteronomy 18. Where is it? Here we go. I'll start at verse 9. When you come to the land which Jehovah your God is giving to you, you shall not learn to do according to the hateful acts of those nations. There shall not be found in you one who passes his son or his daughter through the fire, one that uses divination, an observer of clouds, that's the astrology part, or a fortune teller, or a whisperer of spells, or a magic charmer, or one asking of familiar spirits, or a wizard, or one inquiring of the dead. For all doing these things are an abomination to Jehovah, and because of these filthy acts, Jehovah your God is expelling these nations before you. He just called the people abominations, not just the sin, but the people. An abomination is an affront to God. Now, a lot of this stuff doesn't apply to this personality test, but this is where I'm getting astrology is a sin from. Now, I don't think you're seeking the stars. You're looking above the clouds in this case, but I would say to sort of stay away from this kind of realm, because this is, you know, it's sort of on the border. I wouldn't say it's a sin, but I just say don't listen to it, because this comes from a sort of same, what's it called? Nature as the astrology stuff. Because the astrology stuff straight up tells you, if you're born here, this is who you are. And that's... All right.
Yes, if you're born in Africa,
no, I'm talking about the months.
Oh, if you were born in January, you're definitely
I think that's a Scorpio or an Aries.
Definitely a Cancer. We're gonna go with that one. Hopefully, don't upset anybody.
Snapchat's messed up though, because Snapchat be putting that under you no matter what you do. They just give that to you. That's messed up.
I don't really have Snapchat like this.
No, I'm just telling people, like, that's what Snapchat does. It's just straight up, hey, I don't care if you like astrology. Here's your whatever sign.
Believe it.
Man, that's scary. Yeah, I don't know if I could really follow this accurately, whatever this test is.
I think you can. My whole point in doing this is just to prove, like, personality as a
it's
theory,
so complex.
As an idea, it's complex. But I also think it's, like, foolish to, like, I think you can describe how someone acts and say, well, yes, this is their personality. But to have, like, a label on it, like, I think is ridiculous. I think, like, everyone has their own different quirks and things of that nature. So I think it's impossible to put a stamp on it,
Well, two things. One, people change. And two, I feel like, we're teens. And I feel like the demographic who would take this are teens. Would I be wrong in that assumption?
No, you'd be pretty correct.
Right. Teenagers are the most unstable people on the planet. Like, I'm just saying, like, it's amazing that we all separate species by whatever. And then with humans, it's like, teenagers are still humans. No, this is like an unstable. You got hormones going on, your brain's trying to form. You got all this change going on. You're trying to be an adult at the same time. Like, how do you do that? How do you mix those two combinations together? It's just, like, you're going to come out of puberty and be a totally different person than how you were before and in the middle of puberty. That's all I'm trying to say. Like, there's no way. Like, if I saw my prepubescent self, I would not recognize it. Like, if you put a bunch of children on a wall, and then my little self is in there, and you ask me, you could talk to them, but you have to find out which one was your past self. I would probably not be able to answer you unless, I would not be able to answer you on the basis if they all know some stuff about SpongeBob, Donkey Kong Country Returns, and Wipeout 3 on the Wii.
Oh, I should ask you to bring your Wii over. I want to play the Wii so bad.
I haven't played it in a while.
You should let me play.
We'll work out a deal. But you got a mediator. Let's see. Mediators are poetic, kind, and altruistic people, always eager to help a good cause. I feel like you're just wanting to help anybody. Like,
yeah,
it doesn't have to be a good cause. It can be for a good cause. Ooh.
55% introverted.
Nah, you run with a whole, street gang, dude.
I do not run with them. I'm just around them because it's...
Oh, okay. How convenient.
Just around them. Intuitive individuals are 72% intuitive.
I don't think you're imaginative. I feel like you're minded and curious, but the
imaginative part is just kind of like...
They just added that on. They had nowhere else to put
I do value originality a lot in music. I hate things that sound the same. Focus on hidden meanings and distant possibilities. Hard emphasis on hidden meanings.
Yeah, you're really emotional.
It's not a bad thing. I don't know why that's a bad thing nowadays. I don't get it.
Because you're not using your head. You're going with your flesh and not your brain.
Well, I don't know about that.
You're going off of instinct and not off of what you know is true.
75% prospecting. I value novelty and stability.
Ooh, you're sensitive to stress.
Oh yeah, I'm a stressful man.
Ooh.
I do everything at the last possible minute.
Ooh.
Like, it might...
Hey, they put you under perfectionist? Are you kidding me?
Yes, that one definitely goes to you. But that's because you got more assertive than you did get turbulent. But you're not like a really turbulent kind of person. Like, you know, like you're not like...
They should put this with this or whatever. Yeah. I don't know anymore.
But you know
I don't know anymore.
Yeah.
I give up. I can't do this.
But that's the whole thing of like...
What's the takeaway?
Takeaway is this stuff doesn't make no sense. I think mine is like, I guess most of it's correct. But like, who says it's going to be correct? You know how many times I'd have to take this test? How many different results I get? And they could all be wrong. They could be right. We see with Brad's. His didn't really make much sense.
I like the Pokemon ones where it tells me which Pokemon I've
beat. That one? I've never seen that one.
It's on BuzzFeed.
Oh my goodness. I've never done this before. Oh my goodness. Wow.
Anyways, what's this have to do with mad people?
I don't know. You just mentioned like this and I was like, I've never done this before. I always see those kinds of tests, but I've never done them before. I don't know what they're like. So this one just proves. Basically, the point is, personality tests don't mean anything. You know how you are, even if you don't think you do. You do, because you act like yourself every day. And if you can't notice the patterns that you have, whether it's a good pattern, a bad pattern, a pattern that needs to be changed. Something about yourself that you've been wanting to change for a while, like your New Year's resolutions that you've probably given up by now, but I'm not talking about them. Yeah, so, like I said, personality traits don't mean anything. Any final words you'd like to add, Brad?
Yeah, we're at Proverbs 16, verse 6 through 7. This is in the Interlinear Bible. A fool's lips enter into strife, and his mouth calls for strokes. As in, like, the death strokes, not paint strokes. And then on verse 7, a fool's mouth is his destruction, and his lips are a snare of his soul. And then this can go into, I forgot where exactly it says it in Proverbs. Let me look this up.
Take your time.
It's talking about... And then I'll jump into the Gospels. Hold on, here we go. Proverbs 22, 24 through 25 in the KJV. This is probably going to be in my next, my part 2. Make no friendship with an angry man, and with a furious man thou shalt not go, lest thou learn his ways and get a snare to thy soul. Lest means, basically, let's replace it with to avoid you learning his ways and you get a snare in your own soul.
You want to paraphrase that for people?
I just did. Make no friends with an angry man. And then we got, in the Gospels, Matthew 5, verses... I'll start at 21 and go down. We'll see where
21.
This leads.
Can you do something for me?
Yes, actually. You have heard that it was said to the ancients, do not commit murder. And whoever commits murder shall be liable to the judgment. But I say to you, everyone who is angry with his brother without cause shall be liable to the judgment. And whoever says to his brother, it says raka, I don't know what that means, I'm going to have to look that up, shall be liable to the Sanhedrin. But whosoever says fool shall be liable to be thrown into the fire of hell. He's saying, what Jesus is saying there, out of anger, if you call your brother stupid, you're liable to get thrown into the lake of fire. Let me see what Raha means. Let's see. The Greek is next to it.
A little bit of Greek never hurt nobody. Well, that's a lie.
Raka is 4469. Let's see what this means. Oh, page not found. Okay, G4469. Empty, senseless, empty-headed man. Stupid, basically. A term of reproach used among Jews in the time of Christ. Yeah. So that's the Bible verses I have at the moment. I just pulled those out about angry people. It's not a personality type. The Bible says that's wrong. Okay, you could say you're angry and that's an addiction you have or whatever, but that's a bad spirit. You need to get that spirit off of you. You hear people say, what's gotten into you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're saying that's not you. We know that's not you. You need to get that off of you. You need to get that out of you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't really understand why people why they want to be angry in the first place.
Well, it's easier, man.
I guess it's easier not to get.
Sin is easier to live in than to get out of. But once you get out of it, you realize how great it is to leave it. You realize how better your life gets, your attitude gets, how you see the world, how people see you. I'd rather talk to someone who isn't going to get angry than someone who is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, I agree completely. But I mean, at the end of the day, people are going to do what they want to do, and I'm just people. Yeah,
what are your first-hand accounts?
First-hand accounts. You already know my first-hand account.
I don't. I want to know.
You do. You know them.
They get you mad?
Oh, when I talked to them at that point, they did.
Oh.
Yeah, that's my first-hand account of someone who thought their personality trait was being rude. I can't really talk because I used to be I'm going to just tell it to you straight, I wouldn't go around saying, oh yeah, I'm just rude because I want to. And it's just something that I want to do. It's no, I'm going to be a good friend and let you know if you're making a mistake or if you're doing something that you shouldn't be doing. Something along those natures. That nature, you know?
Yeah, you're supposed to avoid those people. But if they want to fix themselves, if they genuinely want to get better, then, you can give them some advice. Like, hey, maybe, I don't know how your upbringing was, but a lot of that could stem from how you were raised. Maybe you're just always angry because you have a chip on your shoulder, but it's pretty big deal. It really comes down to the person. But that's all I have to add.
All right.
It's one of those things where it's you have to talk to the person and you have to be like, okay, what do you get angry about? Okay, maybe in a shoot from the hip sense, stop caring about it. But it's deeper than that. But the end goal is to stop getting mad at that. So maybe you should start disconnecting yourself from that more.
They're only angry at themselves, though. I think anger is just because anger comes from inside, and so you already have anger in you. Every human does, right? But it's those people who are constantly angry that really shows how their life is. I think if someone is angry all the time, it shows how poorly their life is going. Because if you have the capacity to be angry all the time, to be rude all the time, I feel like that just shows how upset you are with your life. Rather than you're actually angry about something. Because I feel like you have to be angry within yourself to project that onto other people.
Well, I know people who got anger issues, and I don't know what's up with people. They're like, yeah, I need to fix myself. I have this problem. And then they backslide. I don't really understand that, but, you know, I just thought of the new, his new name is Ye. The new Ye album. He's like second place, most backslid. But yeah, it's just, that's a part of the emotions. You got, you know, all these emotions. And one of the problems people have is anger. Other people have depression, anxiety, whatever. That all stems from how you view the world. So, you know, if you are always mad at people because they just don't get something, then you have to either avoid those people or come to terms with, hey, I need to humble myself. I don't know everything. They don't know everything. I was possibly in their state too. You got to come to that term where it's like, you know, hey, maybe my life is actually something to there's actually something to look forward to in my life. I can give something out to the world that someone else couldn't. That's where I would turn to art. I constantly encourage people to get a hobby whenever they have these emotional problems. I'm always an advocate for people making art to get their feelings out. Because maybe if you just write it out, maybe you seeing it and being like, dang, this is such a stupid reason. Or whatever the case is. It doesn't even have to be a dumb reason. It could just be, oh, that felt really nice to get out of. That, you know, I wrote my first book when I was secular. I wrote that book full of emotions. You want to, out the wazoo. It felt so amazing to just be like, dang, this story goes hard and it covers a topic that I'm struggling with. And I just made the character overcome that problem. Maybe I should I don't even know how I did that, but maybe I should do that. And that part is the coolest part to me. Just come into that self-realization. You say it's from the inside. I take it on the outside.
You put it on the outside.
But not on people in my art. You could do whatever. I'm an advocate for all that stuff. And it's just amazing to see the results. But again, people backslide. That's why I brought that up. Because I'm just like, I'm not very good at cohesively tying points together that I am improvising. I have to usually plan things out. So this sounds all over the place. But I made that point about that these people backsliding. They're like, yeah, I need to get better at cussing. And then they go on to just be impulsive, because cussing comes from being impulsive. If you can just replace your words, like say something, out of character, like I like to say, if you're cussing, say it out of character, like frick, like say a duck or something, and then you'll be like, dang, that was really stupid. Why did I say that? That's such a dumb expression.
Right.
And then you learn to stop saying it. But again, with that backsliding part, I tell people, make art. I don't care. You're gonna.
It can be goofy as heck. It doesn't have to be anything serious. It's just plainly to get your emotions out.
Yeah, but I don't tell them that it's to get their emotions out. I just tell them, get a hobby. I don't know what you're doing. Maybe you need to exercise. I don't know. Ride a bike. You know what I'm saying? You could do cool tricks on bikes. That's art. Doing tricks on bikes, that's definitely an art style. Martial arts is art. Whatever.
Martial arts is indeed art.
Yeah, it's in the name. So you just have to find an escape, because there's a lot of people in life that are moving idly. They're not having any purpose in life. They graduated school and they just sleep and watch TikTok all day. I was friends with people like that. They would call me and just scroll on TikTok and talk about drama that is super insignificant and gives no meaning to life. And then they come to me and they're like, oh, life sucks. This is such boring. time. I'm like, maybe you're only focusing on boring stuff and not doing actually anything significant. Because there's a difference between work we don't like and work we do like. But one of them is a necessity and the other one is optional. But the one that is optional is the work we do like. It's kind of weird how it works. If you work hard at something you like to do, and humans are just naturally, like, we just want to do art. Like, art is the blanket term for just whatever form of expression. I'm just putting this out there, really pressing it, because I tell people this. I'm like, I'm so sick of seeing uninspired work from these millionaires or whatever. Sometimes it's good, but it's a lot of copy and paste. You see with the new Marvel stuff, they're becoming ridiculed because it is so by the books. I want to see something experimental. I want to see you put your soul into whatever. Like, that is what I'm passionate about, because what's cool about art is not only when you're done, you come to your own conclusion and your own arc or whatever, but you also get to share it with other people, which I think is just awesome to do.
I think that's a good point you said. You said when you're done, you're done. It's not, you don't have a specific deadline or something like that. Whenever you're done, you decide when it's done. I think that's the best part. Mm-hmm. It's just like, because I think art is just a good representation of life in that kind of way. It's like, when you say your life is done, it's done. You don't get to pick up the paintbrush anymore. Of course, it has to end at some point. But it's like, for as much as you can do, and even in a single day, you have the opportunity to say, I'm done when I'm done, and this art is done when it's done. When I say it's done. Mm-hmm. I think that's the best part. I think that's what I like about it.
Would you consider retiring being like that? You calling your life done?
No, I think retiring is saying I'm done working on stabling my life. I think if you're looking at retirement, I think it's more like this time, I feel like, for when people retire at like 60, 70, I feel like a lot of them are just kind of like, well, now what? But I think there's so much opportunity left to do stuff, even at those ages. So, as much as people are like, you don't want to start living your life at 60, 70, I say, like, why are you just not thinking about living your life?
Where did that come from?
No, I'm saying, like, when people are like, oh, I have to focus on retirement, I have to save up for retirement. It's like,
oh, your 401k you're talking about?
And I'm sitting there, I'm listening to it, as I'm like, yes, I understand things cost money. I understand that. There's dudes on YouTube going to Alaska with the boat, fishing rod, camp stuff, and just hanging out. That and I get it, like, oh yes, that costs money. You can save for that. I'm sure it doesn't cost more than $5,000 to continually do it. Yeah, continually do it. So I think like that's the thing for me. Like, if I ever want to do something in my life, I think I would want to do stuff like that, because retirement, I don't need to retire. I can work when I want to and work to do the things that I want to do. Retirement is like, I've only been working, I feel like. I've just been working, or I rarely take a vacation. I've been working back-to-back calendar years over the past 20 years, 30 years, and that's it. I think, like, you can go out and be like, I'm going to work when I need to. And I'm sure, like, there's some people who are like, don't you have office hours and things of that nature? It's like, yeah. And I think that's when you get stuck in that kind of office contraption of like, oh, I have a job. Like, no, I think it's possible to just sit out there, and I think it's possible to go out there for a year and in some wood forest and just kind of live life like that. I think that'd be so fun.
Praise God.
I think that's like one of the best things about this earth is like, you can go to places where humans haven't touched for years and sit there, set up camp, and just forage for stuff, look for stuff.
Eat berries.
Eat berries. You can pile up rocks, look for fresh springs. And you can literally live. You can fish, you can hunt. You have all the necessary stuff to do. And all this, I think it could go for less than, $500? Depending on where you live.
Yeah, look at the Alaskan bush people.
Yeah. Like, of course there's some things like if you want to do it in a specific place where you can do it sustainably for a while, you'll have to find a specific place, but definitely just like one of the things, like if I ever want to do something, like, how the friends always are like, we're going to start our own little village.
Yeah, using the Home Depot buildings.
Yeah, start your own little village and stuff like that. I would like to do that, but like, I would definitely much prefer it on like a smaller scale. Just kind of like...
Yeah, like Oppenheimer divided by 3.
Yeah. Just kind of like, just go out there and just, I don't know. Wouldn't it be so cool to like walk around? Like...
I want to see the Aurora Borealis.
Yeah, like just walk around and be like, but like, it's the thing of like, you have specific stuff to do. Like, you have to do something in order to survive, which makes it even better, right? Because you're sitting there and you're like, great, dude, this is so amazing. Like, I can literally touch the clouds or something like that, depending on where you are. But, I gotta go find fresh water. I gotta go find dinner tonight. Those are the kind of things, I feel like that's what truly makes you feel alive. Actually having to fight to live, Actually trying to fight for your livelihood. Working an office job, like they say, like working an office job sucks the life out of you. That's what people say. Like, people always say office workers are soulless workers. Because they wake up in the morning. I think there's no problem with that. I think they're boosting the economy. And they're keeping people...
They're boosting the economy.
They're doing it for their lives, I think there's nothing wrong with that. I think if you're a 9-to-5 worker, I think you should get more praise because... If you were not a 9-to-5 worker, we would not be having the internet right now. You weren't a 9-to-5 worker, we wouldn't have a lot of things that we do. So I think they deserve a lot more praise. But, like, I think even when I'm, like, the way my projection is going, I'm going to be a 9-to-5 worker. But, like, I'm always going to realize in the back of my mind, it's just like, at some point, I'm going to save up to kind of go and do things that I want to do. And like, people are like, well, I need enough to buy a house and all this and that. I'm like, but that's not what I want to do. Of course I want a family and those kind of things, but like, I also want to just be able to like go out with friends in the middle of nowhere. Like, I can't express this now. In the middle of nowhere. And just wake up one day, go outside, and just, like...
live in retirement.
Live and just... Dude, you know how cool it'd be to get on a kayak and just start going on a boat in the middle of a river and start fishing? Just sit there. How's your day, Brad?
I'm more into, like, taming polar bears.
Okay, I'm not joining you on that one.
Gonna, like, if you put me in the middle of Saudi Arabia, the first thing I'm doing is I'm gonna chase a bunch of Euromastics around, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start up my own zoo of just nothing but lizards, and then I'm gonna be like, hey guys, wait, back to the point.
I'm gonna start my own zoo of lizards. Yeah. On that note.
Wait. What was it? Oh yeah, retirement. Honestly, I think the real retirement could be in your kids.
Yeah, I agree.
The investment is how you raise them, because you want to raise the kids. What's really funny is these elders of our generation.
These elden generation.
They're. They stray away from the children. They want to get away from them. Oh, they're too different. They're never gonna get it. They're a lost hope, But I like to think that it's actually your fault because you actually put them away. You're like, oh, parents doing them. I can't push any of these morals into them. Not everyone's like that, obviously, but just from my personal experience, I can say it's there's a Timothy verse that's like, don't what's it called? I said it in the Noah's Ark video. Don't look down at someone because they're young. He's talking to the elders when he says that. Don't look down on them for their youth. And it's true because a lot of old people we see in this generation specifically are doing that. And they are really trying to help. They're just more trying to divide, which goes back into strife. So
you know what our next topic should be?
What?
You just said this, like, when you're talking about like retirement and like retirement as kids, I think we should brush up against the topic of like why most white families and black families are separated, and one specific thing is, it's a little spoiler maybe for next week. Black parents raise their kids to give back to them. White parents raise their kids to move the money forward.
Move the money forward.
Move the money to their kids. You ever wonder why there's more black kids in ghetto spaces? Because whenever a black kid gets rich, they move all that money where? Back to the ghetto. They don't ever move it forward.
Dang.
Their money is never moved forward. The money's always moved back.
Do you think there's also some historical stuff in that too?
I think it's because I think obviously you guys started off on a better foot than us, but I feel like now we have more opportunity than ever, but we don't change, and that's the thing. Like, we've had so much opportunity for past 40 years? I'd say we've had more opportunity starting in 1980, 90. Those later times where like things really picked up for us. Like, we've had more opportunity, but all of our money keeps getting sent back.
New Orleans is still highly populated. Why?
That's what I'm saying. Because we always moving our money backwards. It's like, they say 2 steps forward, or like 1 step forward, 2 steps back.
Yeah, looking in the past.
That kind of thing. Where you guys don't put your money back because you never had to. Your parents were always well off because their parents were always not well off, but like stable and stuff like that. Most of the time, because they never thought, oh, well, my grandma, she's doing okay. She's not doing amazing, but she's doing okay. Let me give her $300,000. $300,000. You know what I'm saying? But you have those family members who don't live in the best house, but they're definitely well off than most of the people in New Orleans. So like when they have to move the money back, I think that's what gets them, and I think that's different for me is because I don't understand it really. The one thing is you give them I think for black people today, you need to give them opportunity rather than giving them just money. They shouldn't feel entitled to money, number one. Your parents are literally doing their job and taking care of you. I don't see why they should get praised for that, of course. But they're doing their job. They decide to have the kids, they have to take care of them. I don't know where this thing of like, you owe me kind of deal. You know what I'm saying? Do your parents do that? The kind of like, I'm the parent, you're the kid. That kind of deal.
I know what you're talking about. Honestly, at this point in my life, I don't know. I feel like it might come back, but I just don't have anything to give them. Like, what do you expect me to do?
No, I'm not saying like you give them anything, but it's like they're kind of like that makes you feel like a sense of like
you owe them.
You owe them,
Yeah. You owe them like respect, like honor. You could say money because they did spend a lot on you.
But it was their choice.
Yeah, it was her choice to have you.
You know, like you didn't sit there and be like, I demand me to be born. No.
It's for me, that's a complicated question. I don't know much about this. I just said what I can say, but like, I have to look into that more because I know like, crack really messed up the ghettos. Like that made it real bad. Like it, you know, hostile and everyone's hooked on it. All that really like pushed it down a bad spiraling path. And then it was just a bunch of. It was not only that, but you know, racist stuff that really made a big ramen soup of just negativity.
A big ramen soup. You know, your analogies on food. You must be really hungry. You must be so hungry because all your analogies have just been about food.
Dude, I feel like I'm going through Ramadan right now.
Good pun.
What was it? So, there's a lot of contributing factors that made that happen, but I just wonder why it hasn't gotten better, you know? I can't speak for the people, but you brought up a good point that the culture is to bring the money back in. But you would think bringing the money back in
will push it forward, but it doesn't. It doesn't.
Because you just have to move on. I feel like it just you know, I can't speak for everyone because everyone's in different situations. But there's a point where you just have to say, look, I have to jump ship. Like, I've jumped ship on so many people and so many things. Jesus even tells people to leave their families. He's straight up like, if you want to follow me, you have to leave these people. Like, he was serious about that stuff. So I'm just saying, if you want to follow a better life, you know, I'm using that comparison, drawing Jesus' better life to living somewhere else is a better life. See, you know what this brings up?
What?
Hold on, it just clicked. People say living in the suburbs is bad and being in the hood is good. Like, why are we praising that lifestyle? You know, like it's
one of the reasons I don't like music. Like
it's maybe the music, but I feel like if you're black and you say you're raised in the suburbs, who's that guy, Kevin Durant?
Mm-hmm.
He was raised in a private school, right? To him, he thinks it's bad that he was in a safe home. Like, there's
no problems, nothing going wrong.
He's over here flashing guns on Instagram, thinking that's hard.
John Morant?
Yeah, John Morant. That's who it is. My bad. I used to be into basketball, but I've kind of lost touch as time went on. I just find that sad that you want to recede back into that. Some of the stuff, you know, outside perspective, like, you could make a claim that, like, okay, he's just putting on a persona, but, like, I really feel like he thinks it's shameful to live in the suburbs. I feel like we should normalize living in a better neighborhood. Like, I'm just being honest with you. Like, I don't think it should be a good thing that you're living in poverty and a bad thing that you're living in the suburbs.
No, you're completely right. And I don't know when that became a thing. But that's just one of the things. Just like, it's so funny to be in school, like, watch people, like,
thugging on the playground, like, saggy pants, no belt loop.
I don't know, it just pisses me off looking at it. It's just like, are you serious? Are you serious right now? Really? Buddy, you don't even know what school you're going to. You're not aware.
I just feel like you either gotta be in it, or if you're not in it, like, don't be in it. Like, there's some stuff that I could just be like...
You should definitely, like... There's two sides, you know, and if you're not on one side, you should have no idea about the other, you know?
It's just not your place. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not your place to really say that. But, like, some of the analogies, like, I hear in this Christian rap, I think is really funny. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. They're talking about pushing the rock. You know what rock they're talking about?
What rock?
The church. Because Christ said he built his church on this rock.
Oh.
So they're saying they're pushing the rock. I just find that hilarious. I'm not even gonna lie. They took that and made it a Christian thing.
Pushing the rock.
pushing the rock around the block. Preaching the word. I'm making it hot.
All right. Well,
dude, that was funny.
Feeling pretty good about it?
Yeah, I'm ready to go. Praise God. Thank you for this.
All right.
Thank you for hearing us. That was pretty funny.
You guys have a blessed day now.
Yeah.
Skadoosh.